Allahumma barik wa salli wa salim nahmadu wa nusalli ala rasulihil karim amma ba'. One hadith says that Sa'ad radiallahu anhu told Rasulullah SAW that his mother who had died had performed a hajj at his expense, used to give sadaqah from his money and also help her relatives and other people from his wealth. He then asked whether she would receive any returns for all this action if he continued to perform on her behalf. Nabi SAW replied, yes, she will. One hadith says Sa'ad radiallahu anhu told Rasulullah SAW that his mother who had died had performed a hajj at his expense, used to give sadaqah from his money and also help her relatives and other people from his wealth. He then asked whether she would receive any return for all these actions if he continued to perform them on her behalf. Nabi SAW replied, yes, she will. Another hadith has a woman told Rasulullah SAW that her mother had died suddenly and had not been able to give sadaqah as she would have done in case of a normal death. She then asked whether her mother would get any benefit if she, the daughter, gave sadaqah on her behalf. Nabi SAW replied, yes, do so. In fact, for all the relatives, particularly those who leave property for us after their death, like parents, husband or wife, brothers or sisters, and those who might have done us favors, like teachers or holy personages, one should regularly give sadaqah and do other good deeds and pray for the transference of the rewards to their account. It will be highly improper to go on benefiting from the wealth they had left behind or from favors done by them and yet to forget them when they are in need of receiving gifts and benefactions from the living ones. When a person dies, his own actions come to an end unless he leaves behind a perpetually rewarding virtue or any deed of that kind, as will be explained later. He remains dependent on transference of blessings and prayers from the living ones. One hadith says that a dead man in his grave feels like a drowning person who keenly desires help from all directions, that his father, brother or friend may send him an aid in the form of a prayer, and if something is received, it becomes the dearest thing for him in the world. Bashar ibn Masir rahmatullahi says that once during an epidemic of plague, a person busied himself very often in offering funeral prayers for the dead, and in the evening he would stand at the gate of the graveyard and read this dua: may Allah Ta'ala change your dreadful life into a pleasurable one, have mercy in your loneliness, overlook your faults and bless all your good deeds and acceptance. He would then return home. One day it so happened that he returned home without offering the dua. At night he saw in his dream that a large crowd of people approached him. When he asked them who they were and why they were there, they replied that they were the dwellers of the graveyard and they used to receive gifts from him every evening. He asked them what kind of gifts. They said that the dua that he used to make every evening would be turned into gifts and reach every one of them. Thereafter, the man never forgot to make the dua. Bashar ibn Ghalib rahmatullahi Najrani said that he used to make dua frequently for Rabiah Basriyah rahmatullahi. Once he saw her in a dream and he heard her saying, Bishar, your gifts reach us in the trays of nur covered with silken covers. When he asked her what it meant, he said, when a Muslim makes a dua and it is approved, it is placed in a tray of nur and covered with a silken cover and presented to the dead person concerned, who is told that the gift is for him from so and so. May Allah, inshallah, we shall continue. May Allah give us tawfiq to put all this into practice and convey to others. Subhanallahi wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, asyhadu an la anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun al mursalin, alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Taqabbalallah.